Hello, streaming to you live. I'm Gordon with Unlock Your Bioenergy. Today is Wednesday, February 25th, 2026, and I want to talk about implementing a strategy today. So stick around for a few minutes. You might learn something. And then after that, I'm going to do the 9-minute warm up, and it's leg day. So to start with, I've got this little video here that I will show a little later, but I wanted to talk about implementing a strategy, and specifically what you see here, these two pictures. This one here has got my alarm clock, and you can see here I've got there the renew, which is this here, the YH renew. And I've got one of those old alarm clocks. It's got the turn dial radio, and this is in my bedroom. So the last few nights, or for the past week, I've been taking that, you see that little patch there, and putting it right here underneath my wristband and sleeping with it. Much like how I'm going to take the X49, as you see here, and put it right here against my skin. And what it's doing is actually reflecting light and activating processes inside the body. So the YH renew that you see right there, that's sitting beside my alarm clock in my bedroom, it's actually activating glutathione production inside the body. And glutathione is known as the master antioxidant. And when you have the 3 amino acids present in your body, it activates the renew patch that you see on the screen there, right there, activates the production of glutathione by up to 300%. And it has been studied, this. And what I've noticed is that when I wear this patch when I'm sleeping, for the past week, I've been waking up feeling even more refreshed. Even though I am wearing the X39, which you see here. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, right there. And the combination, alternating between the two, I take the X39 off before I go to bed. And then put on the glutathione here with the same wristband. And I go to bed. And for the past week, it's been very, very interesting to see how my sleep change has improved, or my sleeping habits have improved. Because I wake up feeling more refreshed. And I attribute this to this patch that I've been implementing as a strategy to help sleep. Now, there are other options available that you can implement as a strategy. One of those is, you can find here, I'll show you, which I have also. You can see the QR code there. So that's the location where you can find it. And if you were to subscribe, you save yourself $10. And I want to just highlight that. Now, The other piece that I was mentioning was the silent night, which is here. So if you have difficulties with melatonin, this might be another option for you to help with sleeping better. Mind you, the X39 on its own would help initiate melatonin production because of its the therapeutic effects that the GHKCU peptide has on the body. And this is another just option for you if you find that you still struggle with sleeping. I would probably venture down the path of the glutathione, because glutathione has again those therapeutic effects of being the master antioxidant, and that in itself is, I think, where a lot of people might need help with, especially the synthesization of glutathione, because the liver is also involved in that process. So if you have a lot of disruptors inside your body, well, then you got to get rid of it somehow. And the glutathione is one way to achieve that. So there was one person that commented yesterday on a post that I had shared on LinkedIn, and they mentioned the MTHFR gene, and it grabbed my attention because I have been observing the comments that are being made on this subject in different groups. And for me, I think that when it comes to methylation of vitamins and so forth, if your body is not functioning at its optimum level, let's say from a digestive standpoint, then I can see why one would think they might have these difficulties with methylation. But I think also there could be other root causes that can be fixed, perhaps, to fix that. And one of these things I think about is the water itself, because water, when our blood is 94% water, is it going to carry markers in the water that could be misleading, let's say, from a genetic standpoint? If your body's not able to utilize the atoms at the molecular level to build cells and to structure itself, could that be an inhibitor itself? And I think the short answer could be yes. So are there things that we can do to help offset that? I think so. And to me, it makes common sense when I talk about drinking the cleanest and most absorbable water to help your body function at its optimum level. And does that domino into other effects? If you're drinking the cleanest and most absorbable, can it correct itself? Like reprogram itself, let's say, from that perspective? It's possible. Because when you hear the founder of the company, David, talk about when you exercise with resistance, it's known to reset and regenerate about 78 DNA genes. And when there's several thousand more genes inside the body that can go untouched, how do you go about resetting and regenerating that balance? Well, he says this is one way you do it, by activating that GHKCU peptide that you already have in your body. And they're saying, oh, people, you have gene mutations. Well, do you really have gene mutations if you can grow all the way up to be an adult? I'm just asking the question. if you have a gene mutation when you're born, if they say, oh, you're born with it, but yet you still grow up into an adult, do you really have a mutation? I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying that that it can, yes or no, but I don't know. It just makes me wonder a little bit because what I'm seeing with my own eyes. So, are there things that we can do to help it along to prevent this idea of mutation from happening? Well, perhaps, because there's no secret that things mutate when you have a lot of toxins in bodies of water, for example. Right? Bacteria grows, things mutate. Why is it? Is it a combination of different things? Perhaps. So if you clean it up in the right way from a molecular standpoint, can you correct things? I asked the question. I think logic or common sense should probably lead to, probably can. So that's why I'm talking about implementing a strategy. What kind of strategy are you implementing? I like the idea of doing things from a root cause perspective. And if that means doing, something like this, the renew patch to activate glutathione in the body, to me that's a positive, like a root cause change. And here's my wrist, that I took a picture. I posted it on LinkedIn. This is my wrist. My hand's a little different color right now because it's cold down here. I gotta start moving. I wonder what the temperature is actually, believe it or not. But before I do that, I wanted to just also, before I start exercising, is review a video that I first shared on February 14th, 2014. And this is me. Let's have a look.
Hi, this is Gordon.
Me and my spiky hair. And I'm trying the bar hang. So here I'm attempting that bar hang, which I started doing each and every day here, as part of a way to increase my grip strength. So here I am, hanging as long as I can. That is Lloyd. That's his name. He's probably retired now. And I reach a maximum time of 2 minutes and 11 seconds for this hang. I don't know how much time is left here. You can see I'm starting to struggle. And what are the benefits from doing this? Well, there's multiple. It tests your mental focus, mind over matter. I'm trying to remember who that is. Oh, I'm struggling. Getting close. Struggling. That's it. So, cow. That's hard. Yeah. 2 minutes and 11 seconds. Hard. I was trying to last as... I don't know what I got. I'll have to time it later. Oh, you got it on. Yeah, I got it on video. Yeah. So, it's hard.
As you can do exercise that's going to increase the stiffness of the extracellular matrix of the muscle.
So, needless to say, a nice little memory from 12 years ago where I was doing just that, bar hanging, and I've started doing it again to test my my strength and my ability and just progress to make sure that I'm keeping on track and doing the things that I do here 6 days a week to help motivate you and to keep you motivated. And for me to keep doing this, if you were to support me by not doing that, by you see the QR code there, make a purchase, feel the benefits as I am, even though I'm much older than what I was in the video. I'm working my way back up to that 2 minutes and 11 seconds. I want that. I want to beat that time. So that's my own personal, how would you say, competition. I benchmark against myself. And you should too. Benchmark against yourself. And that way you know if you are getting stronger and keeping up with progress. Because, when it comes to doing this day in and day out, you want to have longevity, but you also want to feel well, that when you wake up in the morning you feel refreshed. You want to implement that refreshness. It's good for you. So let's get on with it today. So let's start with the workout, which is going to be opening up with the tempo. Oh, and I just realized I didn't put my shoes on. I don't want to hit my feet in the slippers. The shoes are more comfortable. And today's leg exercises, you see on the screen, I've got TKE Bulgarians, and then squat thrusters, hamstring curls, glute ball bridges, and I just realized I didn't update, or maybe I did. Ball bridges, tibia, and calves. Let's see, did I? Yes, ball bridges, tibia, and calf. So I like to make sure that I'm touching all those different muscles in the posterior chain and in the legs, and making sure that I'm covering those bases to keep athletic. So, without further ado, let's begin. Got the tempo. I set it at 142. I'm going to go 144, slightly quicker today. Grab the heart rate monitor. And I just realized I have a cup here of water. I'm going to drink it. Heart rate monitor. Nine-minute warm-up. I'm going to use the beaded rope today. Yesterday I used the Buddy Lee Rope Master. This is also a Buddy Lee rope. If you want to get one of these, you can. You can find the link at Unlock Your Bioenergy. move my hand faster. Feeling good today. One thing, I was breathing very, very slowly for that entire time. And just trying to see how my body was feeling, because with the water, when you have it inside, like the strong hydrogen balance, my ability to hold my breath while I'm doing the exercise is very interesting for me, because it shows how strong or how high the oxygen levels are in my body for me to keep doing it. And this is very interesting for me, because when I talk about wanting to prove how strong my VO2 max levels are to you as a viewer, and when I say that the water has a strong effect on the blood quality inside the body, just look what happens. Like, my heart rate has just dropped all the way down as I've started to breathe regularly, more now, and yet still able to talk regularly as well. So it's clearly a sign of what's happening. So if you're a professional athlete or a strength conditioning coach, what I'm doing should really identify some things that's going on. Now, am I full of shit when I'm saying, oh yeah, I'm as real as a heart attack? I don't think so. I don't think I am. Because I know my heart rate monitor does not lie. I know that for a fact. So, I should probably have my blood pressure monitor down here to help support what I'm saying. So, the exercises, the schedule will be the TKE Bulgarian, so that's what I will start with. And of course this guy here is, oh no, later, remind me later, really? So, with the TKE version of this exercise, I'm gonna eventually use the straps here for the hamstrings and so forth. There's different ways you can do this TKE. I've got a set here, so you can step into it like this, you know, and then I have to be a little bit closer to do the Bulgarian. So basically I want to put my foot there. So, oh, that wasn't smart. What I wanted to do though is to just kind of position this in a way in the center. Take this weight and put my foot on top of the weight, so it's a little bit, yeah, there we go. And I can use the post here as a support, or just to assist with fatigue, or balance, should I say, not fatigue, balance. So with the, you can see how I've got the This is about knee height anchored, and by stepping away, just going to be back just a little more. Yes, okay, that looks good. And then here I've got the nice heavy weight, so this won't slide or move anywhere. That's what I want. What I want to do is, yes, like this. Oh, lovely. Yes, this is kind of awkward because I want to be able to step. Oh, I see how I'm doing this now. I want the anchor or the band to be anchored behind my heel when I'm stepping. So if I lift my foot off, it stays put. Okay, it's good. And when I step down deep into the Bulgarian, my foot stays I'm going to do it this way. Alright, here we go. So, I can do this here just for balance. And by having the band attached behind the heel, it forces me to press my heel down into the vibration plate, which puts a little bit more emphasis on stability. By pushing through the heel, I can feel the glute getting involved. And having the TKE as part of this. Oh, wow. It's pretty. There's a lot of discomfort. Oh, wow, especially at the bottom, at the very bottom. Right here. And then working out of it. Wow. That is lots of, wow, it's quite a bit of discomfort. Good, it's good So, just going to fix this band or the anchor here, and I want to again have it there we go, like that. So basically the whole door anchor is underneath my under my foot, and the sponge part here, I don't know if you can tell in the video, it's right in front of the front of my shoe. All right, just gonna slide my foot slightly more here so there's more amplitude. I don't want my foot directly in the center. You could change the position of the vibration plate if you wish, or it's perpendicular to your body, but I want more of the amplitude, so I'm putting it more this way. Okay, that's good. Kind of have to just regain my okay. Oh, I can't reach it. Just gonna move my foot this way to the other side. That's good. Okay, now I can touch that pole. I suppose I could have just moved this whole vibration plate, but it's just easier to move my foot this way. Okay. Very good. Wow, trying to go as low as I can. God, oh, wow. God, oh. God, is the squat thrusters. So I'm going to take this, the jig that I made here, alright, and then turn this around. Oh, no, this way. Okay. Then I'm going to take the second band here. So I'm going to continue using the same kind of weight as I did for the single, for the Bulgarian. But this time, I'm going to split them so that way it's going, yeah, I want it through the, oh, I'm going to be focusing more on the glutes, so I can do it this way actually. Just turn this around. The hip thruster is going to focus a little bit more on the glutes when I'm in the lower position. I need to just check this here. So what I'm going to be doing is stepping into this like this. Yes, okay. That looks good. And taking this here and putting dual bands onto the, for the hip thrust portion of this exercise. So by standing into this here, I have tension on. Okay, looks good. Oh, and of course you turned off on me. Okay. Now, here we go. So here I'm going to focus more doing the hip hinge with the squat and then forward. So I can feel, when I'm at this point, I can feel the quads that fire up, especially on the upper part of the quad. It's good. next up, hamstring. So this is where I'm actually gonna take these guys off. And I'm gonna put it onto the wall behind me. That way I have a little bit more stretch. I will continue using these blue bands. To maximize the intensity. I just realized I should have done this. I have the ankle straps on my legs, so I'm going to put them on, anchor them onto my feet instead of using this guy. This I'm just going to move over here because I will be using that okay. There we go. I think that's kind of the angle I need to be. So, attach one side of the bottom, then the top, and the other side, and the top. Okay. All right. So somewhere here, I think, is where I need to be. Somewhere there. Next up is the hamstring curl. So strengthening using the same weight as I did for the quadriceps, now the hamstrings, so that way I have balance in between the front and the back of the leg. I've got a fair bit of strength here with the hamstrings. I can feel them there. So here I'm focusing on the latter part of so half and half. So if you think about the full range of motion, this is the second half of the range of motion where I'm focusing on. Oh, wow. So here wow. This really fires up the hamstrings. It works very well. Wow. I definitely have the strength in the quads to pull this weight, in addition to my body weight. Oh, wow. So this is almost like doing a, you see people lifting up the bar and they have it like locked into the, where you can't lift it per se, so it's doing like an isometric, but where they'll hold it for 5 seconds and then they let go. So this is essentially what that's kind of like. Hold it for 5 seconds. Oh, I don't have the metronome on. I just realized. It's okay. Wow. So, next up is the glute bridges. I'm going to do the ball bridge. So, which I will be turning this vibration plate perpendicular to the wall, like this. And then I will grab the exercise ball, in addition to a weight. I'm going to grab 20 pounds here. This is an extra 20 pounds working weight, which I will place on the hip. Place the ball here. Grab the weight. And here we go. So now this is going to work the lower part, or the beginning range of the hamstrings, and activate the glutes as well, because they get involved with this exercise. And here I'm having a very difficult time holding myself. Up. Wow. Largely because the Bulgarians at the beginning, they got a little bit of the glutes involved as well, so they're pretty fatigued now that I'm at this point. Lower the hips. Just my butt is barely scratching the ground. Holding it here. Now extend up. Hold. Release. Slowly. Barely touching the floor with my butt. Up. Wow. Oh. So this is like a plank, almost for the back, the lower back. It gets involved as well. Wow. Okay. Oh. Extend, curl. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, this is so uncomfortable. Wow, I can really feel those hamstrings. All right, next up is tibia. So that's where I'm going to take my shoes back off. I need this. I can't take this. It's not the ankle strap. It's not. And I know you're probably wondering, why am I taking my shoes off? Well, I don't want to wreck the Velcro that's on these ankle straps. I want it to last as long as possible, so that's the reason why I'm doing this. And of course, this double knot is causing me issues here. So I said the tibia is next, so that's where I'm going to use the bands that I used for the hamstring curls. They will be reattached here, but the band that's up in the higher anchor here, I'm just going to change it here and anchor them this way. I suppose I could do that, or move it wider. So by anchoring them at the lowest point here, it basically takes out any vertical pull from the wall. I want the bands just pulling on the tibia. So this is my, how would you say, souped up version of doing this exercise. And alright, there we go. So it's nice and even. So my shoes, the ankle straps they don't roll off my feet that easily. Shouldn't. This one here is kind of being stubborn. Okay. There we go. Right, so by having the vibration here, toes pointed forward as if I'm right off the ground or tippy-toeing on the ground, and then pulling back there we go. Put a little bit more tension. So at the very bottom here, extending all the way up, holding it, releasing slowly. So now pointing, now up. So here I'm actually lifting using my calf muscles to lift my ankle up higher. Puts a little bit different ankle. So this here is pretty unstable. You can see how much my feet are moving, which is a good thing because you want all that amplitude from the vibration to activate that tibia and really stress it. These muscles are built to last, especially in the calf and the leg. They're really developed muscles for a lot of people, and they are probably one of the most stubborn ones especially the calves, to grow. But when you apply the vibration here, you can make those stubborn muscles just fire up really well. And here I'm using my calf muscles to lift my ankles off the vibration plate or higher, so it puts more emphasis on the tibia, and I can really feel it. I have to relax now. So here, pointing my toes all the way. Now executing a movement all the way through, all the way up, holding it on. There we go. Okay. Whew. You can really feel the activation that this movement provides. Very good. Okay, last but not least is the calf rope exercise. That's where I'm going to take this guy and I anchor it nice and evenly somewhere there. So I've taken some of the slack out of the band. Okay, so I'm just going to step into play. Here we go. So now, stepping out. So now focusing primarily on the calf. Heels are looks good. Hopefully you can still hear the audio because it cut out yesterday. I don't know why. All the way up. Holding it here. So if you wanted to improve your vertical jump, this is one way you can do it. Because the vibration activates those muscles. You know, the explosive, like, there's a particular video that circulating around where it talks about how the quad muscles shoot not from a fully, like if you're going to dunk a basketball, for example, you don't see basketball players or a lot of players dunking, you know, going down to a full squat position and then springing up. A lot of the power happens from this motion right here. So when you can strengthen these muscles in this range of motion, that's where the power is. And the shorter you are, the stronger it has to be. That spring power. So how do you activate that spring power? Do it this way. Oh, I can feel that the calves. So here, you know, like if you're on the ground, I can get a full stretch by having, now this is a full stretch of the calf, and then now springing from this motion all the way up. So my calf muscles are pretty strong, especially with this weight. Alright, so slightly longer today, which I'm okay with. So let's take a screen capture here. So today's date, February 25th, 2026. Starting time at 2:39 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Total time for the workout today, 50 minutes and 51 seconds. Look at that. All right, so my heart rate, you can see here, wow, it was in that range, beating over 207 for 2 minutes and 56 seconds altogether today. So does having the X49, like what I said right here, affecting that? Yesterday I put it in my sock, but today I put it here in my underneath the wristband because I didn't have it with me. So let's have a look at the heart rate. So there you see. My heart rate dropped right down. Look at that, hey? Am I as real as a heart attack? You tell me. When my maximum heart rate hits 217. Now, when I talk about VO2 max and the numbers which I believe I have to allow me to have the heart rate numbers go as high as they are and to be able to sustain that heart rate. So how much am I actually breathing is the question, right? And if I had that VO2 max equipment, you would see how much I'm actually breathing and how my VO2 is to maintain this heart rate. Like my heart rate is actually pumping really fast because it wants to deliver the oxygen, right? So, but then also when I talk about drinking the cleanest and most absorbable water, does that have an effect on my body's ability to do what it's doing? I asked this question, and I've been asking it for the last, well, it's going to be 2022, so 4 years ago when I first experienced a heart rate over 200. And on that day, I remember very distinctly, I was very angry. And I was doing exactly what you saw today, skipping with the rope. And my heart rate hit 209 that day. But here I am showing you that I can sustain heart rates over 200 when I'm doing what I'm doing. So, power your workouts with the best. Because there's something with this. I will tell you. Because to be able to sustain that kind of heart rate in combination with drinking the cleanest and most absorbable water and not feeling any signs of dizziness, walking around as if nothing is wrong because everything's normal. Nobody can take this away from me. Absolutely nobody. And am I showing this to you each and every single day? You bet. Keeping my muscle. So, you can find it there. Unlock your bioenergy with the best. When you're ready, do it. That's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow for Thirsty Thursday. It'll be shoulders, rotator, and traps. Have a good night.